Hey, Mrparka here to review one from Unearthed Films. I had heard about this one for quite some time. This is Revenge is her middle name. And, it had a lot of hype going on it. And this movie's actually completed in 2011 and just got released on DVD, or is getting released on DVD very shortly. This is directed by, I believe, Anthony Matthews is his name. He's a guy from New Zealand. And he used a lot of the toe tag guys in this. Jeremy Cruz is in it, who does special effects for toe tag. And Maggot from Mortem, Mikey Maggot, Michael Schneider is also, he helped on the film, and he's also in it. Essentially what we have here is a modern day rape revenge film, and it kind of jumps around. It does have vibes from one point at Miss 45, and it does have vibes from I Spit on Your Grave, of course. Essentially what we start here is a drug-addicted prostitute and her drug-addicted boyfriend, who they're both scummy, horrible people, and just very awful, sleazy, gross people. And what happens is she convinces her boyfriend to pull off a crime, and she moves on with her life after she's pregnant, and she has to pay for the consequences later on in life. The movie jumps around on the timeline a few times, and kind of goes over, probably like a decade in this woman's life or so. The one thing, this movie is supposed to be like a throwback to the 70s style films. I wasn't really digging on the dialogue at all. The dialogue I didn't care for. I don't know. It wasn't how it was delivered. I just think how it was written, a lot of it. The lead actress, they're all brave performances in the movie, but the lead actress is wild. I'm not sure what to think of a performance like that. She's from 0 to 100, which shows a lot of range, I would say. But I just really didn't like her character. I don't think you're really supposed to. I mean, almost everybody in the movie is a bad person, so it's kind of hard to feel attached to anyone. It's a very grimy film. It's a gross movie. But the thing I did like, I went to the commentary, I listened to all the special features behind the scenes, deleted scenes, the short film that inspired it, things like that. And what I did like is the director said that he would want to focus on a rape revenge film or an exploitation film in the urban setting instead of the country, the woods setting, which is very typical in it does the isolation thing. This time it went more for the big city thing, which has been done before, obviously. I mean, but I think that it's harder to accomplish and a little bit more rare, especially in modern day exploitation movies, to go for the city instead of just throwing some good old boys in the woods and having them rape somebody, which is very common. But as for the gore in the film, the gore is very well done, and it's in the style, old school style, and it's by Jeremy Cruz, the toe tag guy, so you're getting quality gore effects in here. There's a pretty graphic gang rape scene, and I think that's probably the best done scene in the film. I mean, it's not like I'm enjoying it, but it's a little disturbing, really bothersome, involving a pregnant woman. That's all I'll get into on that. The film is disturbing and sleazy and gross and things like that. So if you're into the old 70s exploitation stuff, then people should really dig it. I am into that stuff, but it might divide it because I had trouble getting into it. I know the characters are supposed to be bad people because they're in I know that's just the style of the film, but I really had trouble getting into it. Just the dialogue, I didn't feel caught me in, didn't pull me in. Like I said, all the performances are really brave, and some are better than others. Maggot's in it, like I said, and he's not afraid to do anything, and it shows in the movie. He does a pretty intense performance here. Like I said, all the performances are intense in here. There's these couple cops in here, and that's kind of strange. Maybe they're going for the Last House on the Left approach with the comedy element. And, I'm not sure if it worked too much or here or there. Some of the transitions to me are very strange. At one point, she's been clean for a while, and something happens to her that provokes these old feelings to come back, and immediately she knows somebody to call who's to help her. And I thought that was a little bizarre, but it's forgivable, of course. It also does the whole thing where there's the one semi-decent character, and then, third act, it doesn't seem as it is. And that kind of bothers me when everyone else is already a terrible person. It's like, then again, maybe I'm just being a baby, and it's a personal preference. It's not necessarily attacking the movie. I didn't like the dialogue, and I didn't like the characters, which made me hard to pay attention to. But I did like some of the revenge aspect. I like the special effects. I respect the movie for what it is, and it does a pretty good job on capturing that kind of 70s feel. Some of the music is not really authentic at the time, but I don't think it really was trying to go for that. I mean 70s style. But also, let me think about the movie. Like I said, the rape scene is pretty powerful, disturbing stuff. The DVD's packed with features. It comes with audio commentary with Michael Schneider, the director, Anthony Matthews, and Ed Demko, who kind of moderates it. Ed's got a great voice. He's a really cool guy. It's so strange for me. I really, really wanted to love this movie because I know, Brian Truex is one of the producers, and Keith Voigt shot the interview in the back and stuff. And I know some of the people involved with the movie, and it hurts me to not love it, but I do respect it regardless. Like I said, it's loaded with a lot of scenes. There's like 30 minutes of deleted scenes. And also, I have to state, this movie was made in 2011. That is four years ago. And that is 4 years of me seeing a lot of extreme, sleazy, grimy movies that probably, maybe a little tired of the modern day genre. I can never get tired of the old movies just because old movies I could probably watch all day and never, ever complain about them. But, it's just strange, I wish I would have seen this 4 years ago so I could develop a fair opinion on it. They make a pretty funny joke in the commentary about male nudity, and that they said it wasn't really prevalent as much in like 4 years ago, and now it's kind of a thing in the underground cinema, and I wouldn't argue with that. But anyways, I'd say also, it's kind of ironic I put this shirt on today and did not know that watching the commentary I realized that the lead pimp in the movie, who I think does a pretty good performance in here. He's got that kind of suave approach. I'm thinking charismatic approach when it comes to things, and also an angry approach at the same time. He actually was in the video dead as one of the TV delivery guys, which is kind of strange to me. But regardless, some of the lighting looks authentic, and some looks normal, typical lighting. But some's got these like orange and like yellowish kind of grimy glow to it. I say check this one out for yourself. I think that people appreciate really nasty films or rape revenge films. Should give it a spin regardless. There's definitely like a shout out to Miss 45 when she's cutting up the body parts in the bathtub and things like that. And there's some nice revenge in the movie. I just think that it's kind of strange that it is a movie that shows her from the very beginning. And usually in these movies, it's someone that's very likable who gets all the bad things that happen to him, and they get the revenge, so you can get behind him and root for him. This one, not so much. The only other movie I can think of that's like that is, I believe it's called by Sean Weathers, They All Must Die, where the lead in that movie is also, I guess you'll say, a deplorable, horrible person. But this one also follows that approach, and it's hard to get behind any of the characters in this movie. So, I'm Mrparka. Thank you very much for watching. Really cool release. Not necessarily for me, but it's probably for a lot more people. But I respect what they're doing. I'm not a huge fan of it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.
We did it! We did it!
What?
I'm having a baby. You know we're gonna need money now, right?
I know it's you, Dolph.
Now it's time to pay the piper, bitch. Hold him tight. Blood and semen will spray in a frenzy of revenge.